the Illustrator, and we're going to open up a new file. Now we'll place on that new file this picture to Gizzard. I like to put one there and then copy and paste another one right next to it, and then take that second one and fade it down so you can barely see it. Then get rid of these properties, go over here, lock that layer, add a few more layers, get to this thing, and I think it's like this, and then, yep, then find a place to zoom into. You go too close, it gets kind of weird, and if you get too far away, you don't get any details, so you got to just find that spot. Every picture has a different amount of detail. You kind of get used to how you want to do it. Now I'm going to throttle my mouse down so that I'm barely moving the mouse. Well, as I'm moving the mouse on my mouse pad, the mouse is barely moving on the screen. And we'll see how that comes out. It's a little weird, so we won't use that. This time I'll try to go just from the glasses. And here's a trick: if you want to get them to be really accurate, you can just copy paste and object transform reflect, say OK, and then drag that bad daddy over there and just wiggle it into position like that, and then they're pretty identical. All right, go back to just drawing again. Nope, that's not drawing. So get back to just drawing again. Now I have this thing cranked down so low that it's actually probably working against me a little bit. So I should probably go in a little bit. And instead of redrawing all that, I'm going to cheat and I'm going to zoom in here and just tweak this stuff a little bit. Not like that. Tweak this stuff a little bit. Kind of bring these things where I want them. Create these curves a little bit more correctly. And you've got a couple of different ways you can do this. I'm using the what do you call these things? I think they're I don't know what they're called. Whatever these little dots are called. I'm using them, anchor points, maybe that's what they're called. And then effectively putting force and tension on them with these the transform handles, these little levers that you can kind of wiggle the things around to get used to that. All right, so that's way too close, and it takes forever to do it this way, so we're going to zoom back out, otherwise it'll be there all day. Try doing everything super close, and maybe one hair closer than we were before. So now trying to do somebody that you already know is really tough. Somebody that you know and you see them all the time, even tougher. So we're just going to try something here and then tweak it or change it if needed. All right, so there's that, and then connect these two together, maybe. All right, so then we're going to come out with that thing, and over with that thing. Got that under his head there, and something like that there. All right, so we got that. This one's going to be tougher because we got to come down the front like this. This side's no big deal. But then I'm going to try to bring it up like this. I don't know if that's the way to do it or not. I think that looks weird, but I'm not going to redraw it all, so we'll just make do. And then that isn't that great either. We'll undo that. Try that again. Close enough. Put this band up here. And, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it's easier to use the line tool for stuff like that, and sometimes it's easier to use this marker or paintbrush, whatever it is. So let's see. Now we've got a beard going on. Nope, don't like that at all. His beard does not look like that. So doesn't look like that either. I don't know what's going on there. So I guess I need to go to the picture again. So I gotta crank up the mouse to be able to do this. All right, so we're gonna go back to the picture over here, lock that layer, unlock that layer, highlight that, bring this thing up a little bit so you can see that beard. Lock it, unlock it, click. Okay, now you gotta click someplace and that gets the tool selected. We're good to go. So we'll try this again. And if I was in practice, this would have been much easier to accomplish. I am just not in practice. So now it looks like his beard has some globby thing over there. And there's two ways to accomplish this. One is to cut the beard first. I don't like it, so we're not doing that. And the other is to cut the beard, but then incorporate the mustache. Okay. And then cut something like this inside of there. I don't know, it's kind of like Gizzard. And then give them shoulders. Another trick is when it's starting to look goofy, especially when you know somebody, is to just keep moving around. Don't look at anything too long. And details are tough. You don't want to put too many in ever, and you don't want to have too few, but a couple of details are usually all you need to get it all good. Let's see if we just bring that whole thing down a little bit. Like that. Yeah, this looks weird, so let's start tweaking that a little bit. Let's get rid of all of this. I don't know what happened over here. You probably can't hear it, but this little dog is sleeping. He's tired. Some people would say he's plumb tired. He's a little gooped up on the vaccines. He had 4 different vaccines in him today, they said. So I took him to this boarding place, and the boarding place wanted him to have this extra Bordetella, and then he has it, but then he still got sick, so thanks a lot. So today he's sleeping off 4 different secondary boosters, if I understood him correctly. So somehow giving him 4 versions of the sickness is going to help him from getting the sickness. Boy, this is not working. This does not look like Gizzard. So this part here was pretty bad, so I'm just going to highlight that last one and delete it, and then same over here, delete that. I might even delete that. Oh. So you can always undo, that's always handy. Highlight just that one and delete it. Now we're playing with gas. Right. And now we just drag this over, let's say, and this. Zoom in. There we go. This is definitely weird. So we get rid of that. Come on. Get rid of that. And then move this thing over a little bit. Get rid of these things. And this will make this. Something like this. Right. Well, that's not really good. And we can pull this. All right, now we got to do something up here because he has a nose, I'm pretty sure. The creepy part is this part. because you got to go up and Gizzard his nose all the time. All right, so now noses are pretty tough, but then they're also pretty easy. So try doing nothing and see what happens. And trust me, just do nothing and see what happens. All right, so it doesn't look that good. Gizzard has eyebrows, I guess. He doesn't shave those off. So we'll do, trick is just only do the parts of the eyebrows like that. Put them where their eyebrows are, but only do it like that. And then maybe that much detail. Not quite. That much detail. There, that's better. So now we'll take that, copy and paste. Okay, and we'll drop that there. And just paste again, I guess. Paste again. And a couple more times. All right, and tweak these down a little bit. There we go. And grab all of them. Somehow, hold down the shift key. Start clicking stuff. Get them all. Get them all. There we go. Copy. Paste them all. Put them all over here. And just put them where they're supposed to be. Let's see. Just do copy paste. There. Then you get just enough detail to be interesting, but hopefully not so much that it's weird or nothing. And here's the trick. Does that look like Gizzard? Kind of looks like Gizzard. But it looks like he's got like Orson Welles' chins going on. So let's try giving him some kind of a lip that's smiling instead of being weird. So undo that and give him a lip, and then get rid of this. And get rid of this, because that's super creepy. And it'll come back out, and it's kind of looking like Gizzard. Next thing to do is give them skin. Don't even start worrying about it. Just start giving them skin and stuff. Because that's Gizzard has skin. All right, we're going to go like this, and like this, and like this, like this, and this, and this, and this. There. All right, and did it wrong because I did the outline. So we got to undo the outline and instead do the inside. I just do everything with this color first. Sometimes I do blue, but this is a better color for people. But for robots and stuff, sometimes blue is better for like a car or for like a gun or something. Blue is easy to see against these black lines, but for people it looks weird. So I just do everything in this color until you can't figure out what's going on. And then you just play paint by numbers. You see what I'm saying? So we just start doing that. Go on to the next piece. Now I'm going to go ahead and put his whole skin of his face underneath of his glasses and underneath of his beard. All right, go up there and across and across and across, over and over. All right, and then his glass. Well, let's see. So now his eyeballs. Right, just like that, super easy. And then his glasses. Yeah, that's right. And then over like this. All right, no big deal. Got him. Like I say, you can't really tell what we're doing because we're just laying the same color on top of everything, but you get used to it. And then the glasses part of his glasses. Now here's the tricky part. Do you want to just go to the inside like this and give it some thickness? You can do that. You're allowed to do that. across like that. You see what I'm doing? I'm just going to the inside, not quite all the way around. It might look bad, might not look right. We'll find out. You can always tweak it. I can tell I already have to tweak this, so we'll just tweak this real quick. Come on, just tweak this real quick. Not too bad. All right, and then his beard, I guess. Oops, put that in the wrong spot. Undo and start again. So we're just going along and putting these things down, and I'm about 80% accurate, 90% accurate, because I know I'm going to have to tweak with it anyway. So I know I'm going to have to tweak with it, so I don't mind missing, but at the same time, I don't want to be tweaking with it all night long, so I try to be fairly accurate, but I don't worry about every little thing. Next is the mouth parts around his beard. So cutting the beard hole out of his mouth, I guess you could say. Or ripping his mouth out of his beard, maybe. So this part's way tougher, and there's really no good way to do it. So I'm just going to do this. I'm going to try doing this, and it ain't going to look right. And then we're going to do this, and that, I don't know. It ain't going to look right. So we're just going to do something. And then there's this. I've been doing this lately, but there's other ways to do it. I don't know if Gizzard will like having a weird shape like that or not. And then I just usually put this under everything. All right. Oh, and then we can do his, what do you call this thing? Headband and whatnot. So we'll get that headband going. I don't think I did this already. So hats are weird. You got to do shading and stuff on a hat. It's not super hard, but you just got to remember to do it. So then we got this belt thing going. There we go. And guess what? I can take that, and I'm going to change the color already because I'm not going to do this all over. So first, I guess we'll just, oh, you know what we'll do? Zoom out, we'll go over, we'll take this, and we'll just zap it right off of his actual hat. There. So now we got a color for it. And zap it small. Or zap it, and then go over here, go in, make it super small, put it right there. Copy, paste, paste, etc., etc. All right, and how do I do this? Come over here and do the same thing. All right, now we'll zoom back out. All right, so now it's just a bunch of playing paint by numbers. So you can start with his hat and then color picker. Click, 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 click. Oh shit, that's probably pretty good. And then this picture, go over here and click. That's all right. I'm gonna have to tweak that a little bit. Headband, come over here. Click, click, click. So you gotta play. You can play around by clicking wherever you feel like, but you're clicking off of the main picture, so you're not hurting nothing. I think it was like 3 ago. So undo, undo. I'm gonna use that one. All right, now we go to his head, his face, and zap, zap. Uh-oh, that's a pretty good color. Zap, that's a better color, maybe. Maybe, I don't know. So now the trick is, oh shit, what did I do? Undo? No. Redo. Edit. Redo. All right, so next is the glasses. All right, we got them. Next is this part, and those will just be white. And then if we zap these open, this this here and this here are going to be his eyeballs. So we'll color pick his eyeballs off of his eyeballs. And then what I like to do is take these white colors and make their opacity something like 10% or something. But first what I got to do is copy them and go to this, go to, not this, but what happened to my window, Pathfinder, take this Pathfinder and jam it back over here. I don't know how it fell out. And then pop those things out. Go back and get a color for his things, and then paste. So try this again. Highlight, highlight, copy, copy, copy. Highlight, or click that. Cookie cutter them. Grab that. Grab a color from his glasses somewhere, a little bit lighter. Here we go. Then paste. Then put those over his eyeballs and make these things like 10%. So before I was doing this, but what was happening was they were just going 10% in front of a solid frame. So I had to cookie cutter the lenses out of the frame and then paste the lenses back in there. All right, so this is his clothes, and we're going to go ahead and give him, should we give him an orange shirt? Some kind of orange color shirt. But then, since we're in this layer thing, why don't we close that and take this layer and drop it underneath of everything else. So now it's behind everything. So now we still got this and this, and we'll Pathfinder this out of here with a cookie cutter. And there we go. Is that it? That's a gizzard. Is that a gizzard or is that a failure? Click out of there. We'll click that. Does that look like a gizzard? It's Woods's, so we'll let Woods figure it out. Does that look like a gizzard? I feel like there's something goofy going on with his hat. So let's mess with this hat a little bit while we're waiting for Woods to say whatever he's going to say over there. So first off, we're going to give this hat more dimensionality or whatever. So go up here and get rid of some of this. And then at the same time, something like this maybe. I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to try it and see what happens. All right, and then do that and that as, so I can go up here and pick a color from the little top thing there, but I can also come down here and go to its actual color and then just pull from its actual color in a direction, and I'm going to pull them down a little bit, and that'll give us just a little bit of color there. And then I got to see what's going on. His head looks goofy as hell up there. I don't think that's the way it was in the picture. So he's got some kind of a thing coming around that I missed. So the best way to do that is to lock the color, get rid of the color, go back to this layer. And you see I missed some sort of a thing here that's important. So we're going to come in here maybe. Well, come in like this. And that's like the hat or something. That'll do it. And then, well, since I'm in here, I need to fiddle with some stuff. So this is horrible. And bring that. Come on. That's fine. Let's see. Get this here down a little bit. This thing here can come over. Now, sometimes it's worth, before I go in and do this kind of stuff, it's worth going in and saving it as like that style or that kind of technique, and then go in here and dink with it and fiddle with it and save this as something else, so that way there's like two versions. But I guess I'm not doing that. I'm just cleaning up, trying to clean up these intersections where I was just sloppy about it. And that is going to need, oh, come on. That is going to need a, come on. Hit that and give me that. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. All right, I'm going to fiddle with this too much, so I'm going to quit fiddling with it and then bring that over, and then I think that's it. No, over here we're going to lock that in. Nope. What did I do? Lock this end in. And then we'll drag this over a little bit and bring this up a little bit. I don't know, like that. This is also missing something. We're going to be doing something up here. Maybe something that. Maybe a little. Oh, you know what it is? That's not what it is. Nope, that's not it. It's going to be this. Right? Something like that. Something like that, I think. So then we'll drop that and put the color back in. And now we got to fiddle with the color a little bit. Same way. Like I say, you know you're going to fiddle with the color, so you don't make it too good. And then you're going to mess with it, so there's no point in making it perfect. But hopefully you're not playing with the colors all the way long. So this is still a little messed up here. I guess that worked. I'll just bring this over a little bit more. Yeah, all right. And then we got to bring this down. We got to bring his skin down. He's always pushing his. Gizzard is known for pushing his skin up on top of his hat like that. So you just got to make that. Just use Photoshop. It's no big deal. So then we'll bring this down so his skin isn't weird. And then we'll make this little dude come up to here. This can go over here, and then that means that this guy can go way over here. Look at that. I think that might work just like that. Get this, put this over here. Oops, shit. Undo. Whenever you start fiddling with it and it's wrong, just make it really wrong and undo it. So that way you don't ever have to try to find where you made a tiny mistake. Just make big mistakes and change the big, get rid of the big mistake. All right, see his skin's being all weird again, so just pull his skin down. If the Gizzard is being weird with his skin, just pull his skin back where it's supposed to be. You just got to do it sometimes, especially on the final runs through like this. come on. What's going on with the puppy over here? All right. In this part, I'm never going to like his mouths. Here's the problem with humans. Their mouths and their eyes and their noses and their hands and stuff, they're hard to draw. And I blame them. So you just blame them and move on with your life, because otherwise you have to learn how to draw their eyes and mouths and stuff, and it's a pain in the ass. So just don't. All right, and then I think that's it. The glasses ain't perfect. Oh wait, his ears all sloppy again. You see his eyes smushing his skin everywhere. All right, and then we'll bring this up like this, and oh, you know what I probably did is screw up over there, but I didn't notice it. So that's what happens when you don't notice it. You have to redo a bunch of work. All right. It ain't ideal. I feel like it looks a little bit too much like other people, but it's because I know I'm too much. So I like it. Hard to show streaks of gray in my beard. Oh, well, the eyes and glasses and hat are good. Right on. Right on. It's tough. So that's my skill. My process, though, is I just trace, and then see. I think the eyes are goofy. Did I got the eyes right? No, I think I do got them right. And then it's just the what is it? Our brain puts it together. You know what I mean? I think you just have to get those elements. And I'm not fancy or nothing. I don't know how to get the elements from thin air, so I just use the image to trace them. All right, well, there we go. So then now it exists. So I'll lock that layer, and then we'll save it. That's always a good idea. Oh, what's going on here? I don't know what that's all about. I'll just save it to my, oh, what's going on? Oh, I just re-upped my service, so there must be some weird thing because I just redid my service. I'll put it in the 2023 folder, and we'll call this the Gizzard for Woods. Woods had requested that one. Thanks for that. There it is. And now we have it saved as an AI file. So all of these steps are saved, and the, what do you call it? Like the elements are saved. Well, eventually, once they're done being saved here. And then we go in and export it. So this is a file that was useless unless you have Adobe. So we need to put it in a format that's useful for other things. So if we export it, like all of these exports over here, we'll call it Gizzard 2023. And we're going to export it as a PNG. And I'll get the option here to do it with a transparent background, which I will. And then we can also just export it right away as, let's call it Gizzard. And you can shortcut to just click on something, and that'll change the name down here to whatever you just clicked on. So we'll call it Gizzard 2, and then export. And this time we'll choose white background. And then we'll just put this in an email to Gizzard so that he's got the clear background, the normal background, and then I'll send him the AI file, because I suspect you've got software that can open up the AI file, and if you need to tweak something or do something or change the color of the shirt or whatever, it's as simple as going into the layer that the shirt is on, and giving him a different color. Like, let's say he wants to wear a Tony Simon shirt, right? Just like that. Now it's simple enough then to just export it as, and then call it Gizzard Blue, right? Gizzard 23 Blue or something. And then transparent background. There we go. You can say the same thing with the color of the hat if you needed to. All right, so there we go. So I'll just save that one. Well, actually, I'll undo that and then save it. And we're right about at an hour, which means we're better for timing over on the FOSS show. So we're going to send people over there. Yeah, so thanks everybody for joining us. We ended up hopefully giving you not just some food for thought on what to eat for Second Amendment, but a thorough understanding of what to eat for Second Amendment. A lot of other chats will suggest they're going to talk about what foods to eat for Second Amendment, and
So let us know what you think. We'll be watching the comments wherever you find the video, over on gunstreamer.com or on guntube.org.
Thank you for supporting our projects. If you'd like to buy us a cup of coffee, check out our Patreon channel.
The guys and gals of gunwebsites.com encourage you to take a CCW class every year, practice at least once a month, and carry every day. Thank you for watching gunwebsites.com.